Hello friends, I'm Stephanie and welcome to my Unity Garden. This is only my second year planting anything. Last year when I couldn't go anywhere or do anything, like gather groups to teach dance or tell stories like I normally would, I felt called to plant. And if last year didn't teach you how fragile our food system is, I don't know what it will take, because for me it sure was a shock to go to the store and not be able to pick up everything that I wanted that was on my list. I've had a long time heart for shopping small and local. I've been shopping at my local farmers market for many years. I've formed a great network of friends there. This year I also found my local community garden, and that has been a huge blessing. So last year I had just a handful of plants, and then this year I felt called to pull up almost all the grass in my yard and really try to focus on growing food. I think it's so important that we work in whatever way we can in growing food and being more sustainable and being healthier, and a garden is a wonderful way to do that. So let me show you around. It's definitely a work in progress. There is going to be a lot of work in progress for a while. A neighbor saw my garden and actually brought me over an okra with some seeds in it, a dried okra, so that I could plant. So now I'm up to 4 different types of hosta, and all edible, really delicious. You can eat them as salad greens when they're really soft and tender and new. You can fry them up if they get too hard to eat fresh. This is a lemongrass plant. So lemongrass is supposed to be really good for keeping away bugs like mosquitoes. So that's why I just got a lemongrass. This is called a Johnny Jumper. I love them because they look like tiny little pansies. I love pansies. And again, these are edible. You can put them on salad greens, and they're supposed to come up every year, just like a hosta. I have a purple basil. That was actually a gift. And then I have a bunch of tomatoes, all different kinds. I did not do a super good job at labeling everything. I found that a lot of my labels came off, so I'm gonna have to plan better for next year. I have lots of marigold in the garden. Marigold is edible and also is good for keeping pests away. So I've got those interplanted. These are early girl. I've got 6 or 7 early girl plants, so they're doing really well. I am growing common varieties like Roma and San Marzano, but my heart is really in heirlooms and unusual varieties. This is called a Blue Beauty, and you can see wherever the sun touches the tomato, it turns this beautiful dark purple, dark blue color. This one is called an Umberto pear. It's an Italian variety, and I guess it almost went extinct and then was revived. So I'm really excited about that one. Ooh, I had some splitting, but that's okay. We've had some crazy weather. The rain has not been easy, but these are chocolate cherry tomatoes, and it looks like they're about ready too. Like, I'm definitely gonna take this one, because it's already splitting pretty bad. I understand that chocolate cherry tomatoes split easily, and so if you're expecting rain, you may want to harvest these and let them fully ripen on your windowsill. Some of them here are starting to ripen. My sun golds, I think I'm gonna pick. Ooh, they might even gotten overripe. One of the amazing things about the garden is that, they don't really, yep, that one wants to come, and that one wants to come. Let's see, yep, 3 of those. One of the most amazing things about the garden, I think, is that it goes from nothing to something so quickly. Like you'll see nothing, and then all of a sudden there'll be a big fruit. And you'll say, I know I'm checking my garden once, twice, sometimes 3 times a day. How did I not notice these before they got so big? So when I was gardening, over yonder by that tree, bush that looks like a small tree, I hit a power line, and it was a small power line from my house to my garage, but obviously I couldn't keep digging, so I had to get that taken care of before I could keep digging. And that's why these 2 plots look like they've just been dug up, because they have. I'm trying more squash here. I'm also trying some beans and some cucumber. I see some little babies coming up. This is an Aztec bean that's coming up. I also learned that you can replant tomatoes off of cuttings. Like when you trim off your suckers, you can replant them and grow a tomato. And that's another really cool way to increase food sovereignty and multiply food. So I'm testing that out. It's an experiment, my first time. Here's a white bean that is coming up. There it is, little baby white bean. So that's good news. But 2 beds here of cucumbers, beans, and squash. Oh, my patty pan squash doesn't look bad. It's one of the very few squash that actually look like they're making it this year. So that's really exciting. My eggplant, like my squash, are really struggling this year. But this one is looking pretty good. And then I've got a baby over here. That's looking pretty good as well. So I've got at least 2 coming along, and I'm not giving up on squash or eggplant because I eat a lot of those. So I'm gonna keep working on those veggies until I can get them to grow. I have a couple of different nasturtium plants in the garden. Nasturtium are, again, beautiful and edible. You can eat them, the greens like a salad, and the flowers as well. They're beautiful in a salad. So nasturtium, and this one is huge. I actually lost a pepper plant behind it, but I wasn't even sad because this nasturtium is so big it wouldn't have had room for it anyway. My pineapple tomatillo is absolutely out of control and huge. Last year the one I had did not do well at all. It was hidden behind something, so it wasn't getting a lot of sun last year. I don't know if that was the difference, if it really loves sun, but this one is, again, way taking over the pepper plants, shading a lot of things that I didn't really want shaded, but it's just so big, so happy that's growing so well. Here's my lemon balm. My lemon balm is one of the few things that predates the Unity Garden. A few years ago, a friend suggested to me it's great for stress, and it's good in iced tea, in hot tea, and in cold water. If you like to put lemon in your water, I suggest trying lemon balm instead. I've got parsley, lots of parsley interspersed in the garden, great to eat, but also great for pests, and also supposed to improve the taste of your tomatoes. Chive, oregano, and basil, and this is purple perilla, also known as red shiso. It's popular in Japanese cuisine, just like the hasta are. And this plant, again, is fully edible. My cilantro is already going to seed. I've got a dill I replanted that hopefully will take and spread. Some sage, some oregano, a rose bush that was gifted to me through a Free Cycle Buy Nothing group. A yucca plant that is not edible. Well, probably the roots, but I'm not gonna eat it. My peas are almost done. It's been a good long season. I got lots of peas this year, and I've got a couple here that I can still pick. So it's been a good year for peas. That's exciting. Not at all disappointed with my harvest there. See, but there is a pepper growing and down there. There's one about to ready to harvest. This guy is a Hungarian wax. He's about ready to harvest. Oh, look at this. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this. It's starting to turn red. Ah! Last year, nothing happened with peppers. They definitely did not get big enough for any of them to even start to turn color. And sweet peppers that are red, orange, yellow, like those are my favorites. So I'm really hoping. Okay, good sign. Some of my cucumbers look good. Some of them, not so much. We had a cold snap that they didn't love. This one looks ready to pick. I think I might come back out and pick this guy later. Ooh, that looks great. A friend gifted me these strawberry bean seeds. I've actually been gifted so many seeds. One of the things I'm finding amazing about gardeners is how generous they are in sharing knowledge and equipment and seeds. And these are strawberry beans. They're a local traditional Haudenosaunee variety. Looks like I've got some babies that are gonna come up from there. And again, these seeds were a gift. So a lot of my seeds in my garden were a gift, and I'm really grateful for that. This is purslane. I know a lot of y'all are gonna tell me that I'm growing weeds, but I am, because purslane is edible. It's nutritious, it's delicious, and if it is edible, it has a place in my garden. So I'm keeping my purslane until I chop it up and eat it. So I am in 5B in upstate New York, and here is today's garden harvest. I got a bowl full of tomatoes. Some are sun gold and some are chocolate cherry. I got 2 cucumbers. These are beautiful and look like they're gonna be really delicious. And I got a Hungarian wax bean. It probably could have gone a little bit longer, but it was starting to get some spots. And I'd rather have a small harvest than no harvest. So I decided to go ahead and pick all of those today. Thank you so much for joining me for my Unity Garden tour. I am sending you love, light, peace, blessings, and joy. Take care of yourself and take care of each other.